a 10-second countdown, and then we'll be live. We'll be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You're ready to begin.
As we prepare for Dr. Steele to open our meeting, this is just a brief announcement. This is Cynthia Kroom, the agency's executive director. This is a brief announcement as we prepare to begin our meeting to all board members that after each action requesting approval, we will do a roll call vote. So please expect that after Dr. Steele comes on and asks for the approval of the minutes, the electronic means that we will do a roll call vote, at which time you will need to unmute your mic and vote after your name is called.
You just repeat what you just said.
Yes, so just let me begin. Oh, okay, thank you. It's my privilege to call this meeting of the Metropolitan Action Commission's Board of Commissioners meeting to order Thursday, the 23rd of April, 2020. We will need a motion to we will need a motion to conduct this meeting by electronic means. And that motion needs to say, I move that the items on the meeting agenda constitute essential business of this board meeting electronically. It is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of Tennesseans considering the COVID-19 outbreak. And any rule that conflicts with the governor's executive order number 16 permitting electronic meetings must be suspended. So this meeting is going to be conducted electronically. I need a motion, please, to conduct this meeting electronically.
So moved, Jim Harbison.
Thank you, Jim. A second.
I second it. This is Kathy Boggs.
We have a motion and a second. Anyone who disapproved? Dr. Kroom's going to call. I'm sorry, Dr. Kroom's going to call the vote.
At this point, I will do the roll call to approve the motion. Casey Anderson, please unmute your mic.
Casey's having trouble with her mic.
Leslie Buggs.
I approve.
Benita Davis. Kathy Floyd Buggs.
I second it, so I approve.
Flo Kidd. Jeffrey Most.
Jeffrey Moses approved.
Athena McKinney.
I approve.
Zulfat Suara.
Aye.
Any other board members that are present on the line whose name was not called?
Jim Harbison, approve.
Jim, I had you because you made the motion. I apologize.
Sorry, I'm new to this.
It's okay. It's okay. Dr. Steele, that indicates board members who are on the call having approved the motion.
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
Dr. Steele, that indicates all board members that are on the call have approved the motion.
All right. The motion is carried. Thank you very much for your approval to conduct this meeting electronically. I know that it's new for some people, but not for others. And so it's certainly new for the chairman. All right. I want to call to your attention the statement at the beginning of the agenda that talks about the fact that we are following the code of Metropolitan Code of Laws in this meeting, as we always do. So I've called the meeting to order, and we have approved letter A, disapproval to conduct the meeting electronically. We need a motion to approve the minutes of February 25th, 2020. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. This is Kathy. Leslie Bugs, I second the motion.
Thank you. We have a motion and who made the motion, please?
Kathy Bugs.
And we have the motion and the second. Did you get that? I don't know the second.
Zofat.
So thank you. All right, thank you. With this mask, it's difficult to not only see but hear. All in favor? I'm sorry. All in favor of the motions, please indicate so that Dr. Kroon can take that.
Leslie Bugs?
26,
just stay home.
Kathy Floyd?
Scheduled together for 27.
Jim Harbison?
Jim Harbison.
Jeffrey Moses? Jeffrey Moses?
Jeffrey Moses approved.
Athena McKinney?
approve.
And Zofat, you second the motion.
Approve.
Casey Anderson? Dr. Steele, we have approval from the board members on the call with the exception of Casey Anderson.
Thank you. The motion is carried. We will now move on to letter B, approval of February, we'd like to, letter C. We'd like to convene the bylaws committee. And the bylaws committee consists of Osman Gabor, Chair, Karen Doty, and Jim Harbison. There's no motion. Okay. So just please note that these three persons are members of the bylaws committee. All right. Letter D, convening the nominating committee. And the nominating committee consists of Flo Kidd, Chair, Kathy Bugs, Zulfat Sarara, and Renee Pratt. Please note that you are members of the nominating committee. Letter E, convene the executive director's ad hoc committee. And members of that committee are Leslie Bugs, Chair, Casey Anderson, Benita Davis, Osman Gabor, Athena McKinney. Please note that you are a member of that committee. Thank you for accepting the appointment.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go down to room number 2, Executive Director's report. Dr. Kroon.
Thank you, Dr. Steele, and thank you, board members, for your in our meeting. Ms. McCray, it might help if you would mute your mic so that the feedback is not coming through. Thank you. We have quite a lot that's been going on. We're happy to report some good news regarding our funding. I think in my written information to you, I indicated that we are anticipating additional funding through the CARES Act for the Head Start program, the Community Services Block Grant program, and for the Home Energy Assistance program. I think it's important to mention that with the Community Services Block Grant program, the additional funding increases our percent of poverty for those that we can serve up to 200%. You all know how important that is because of just the need that's going on in our community. In the Home Energy Assistance Program, the poverty rate that we can serve increased from 150% to 175%, which will allow us to help more Nashvillians. Head Start remains the same. However, there are several initiatives that Head Start will be putting forth as a result of the CARES Act. One of them, they are asking programs to apply for to do a summer bridge program for children who are going into kindergarten and for children who have an IEP. Obviously, whether or not we can conduct a summer program or a summer bridge program will greatly depend on what the rules are at that time related to COVID-19. They are asking agencies to apply whether they will be able to carry out the programs or not. I should also just say to the board that we owe a huge thanks to our nutrition team and the team members of our agency who have, without fail, continued to serve meals in our community, meals to our Head Start families, but also meals to children and families that attend Metro public schools. We do have permission through our CACFP provider to provide meals to children up to age 18, regardless to whether or not they are participants in our Head Start program. In addition to that, we are using resources that we have obtained both through Second Harvest as well as some of our own dollars to make sure that when we provide meals for children, that we're also providing meals for the family or for the household. Our team began this process with serving daily meals Monday through Friday, both breakfast and lunch meals. Last week, they transitioned to providing meals Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in person, meaning they provide a breakfast and lunch meal in person. On Thursdays, they also provide the weekend meals for those families that will cover them through Monday, and then the families come back to us on Tuesday. In addition to that, we provided a monthly meal distribution to over 575 Head Start families. We will continue to do our monthly distribution that is available to Head Start families only. However, our daily distribution and our weekend distribution is available to any family that comes to our the locations where we are housed. I know that you will join me in just your gratitude and just how proud I have been of the incredible work of our team. Our community services team that processes our energy assistance and our rent and mortgage applications are now working 100% from home. We were fortunate to be able to get them to a point where we could get them home and the applications are uploaded to them where they can process without having to do face-to-face with our customers. They also have been issued Metro phones so that they can make calls to customers. I should mention also, going back to Head Start, that every Head Start teacher has received a Metro government issued cell phone as well that allows them to keep in touch with their families in addition to the advocates. The teachers will be receiving their tablets. Some of them have already received their tablets that allow them to continue to do work with our children and our families that are in the Head Start program. All administrative team members, in order to increase safety for them, are also working at some point during the week from home. Most of them are alternating days. The exception to that is Marvin Cox, who right now, because of the volume of applications, still comes in daily so that they can ensure the upload. He is working in some cases half days on site and the other time from home. I think in terms of just the overall sense that we're getting, we are on weekly calls with our national partners, looking at ways that we can ensure that we are serving the customers in our community remotely by still being able to process their applications and to serve them, especially those who are coming in who have lost their jobs, who need assistance with rent and mortgage. I think the other thing that I should mention regarding Head Start, and you will see this a little bit later as it relates to the things that we're asking your approval for, we will be requesting a waiver of our match for this year, of a partial waiver, or waiver of a partial amount of our match. I will describe that to you in more detail once we get to that particular item. As you all are aware, the mayor is expected to present his finance report or his budget to council on next week. At that time, we will have a better idea of any impact to the Metropolitan Action Commission budget. That is my report. I will take any questions that you have at this time. If you have a question, please, I think you were asked to either raise your hand or unmute your mic so that we could answer your question.
At this time, Madam Chair, I see no hands raised.
Thank you, Dr. Kroom, for the report. But I'd like to thank Dr. Kroom and the entire staff for the outstanding work you've been doing through this pandemic. We really appreciate what you're doing with our community. Roman Rule 3, Finance Report.
Benita, are you here? If not, we'll go to Robert.
We're waiting for Robert.
And Dr. Steele, while we're waiting for Robert, is it possible for us to move on to the next items on the agenda in the interest of time?
Roman numeral 4, items requiring board action. Letter A is request to waive partial non-federal share for the Head Start program for fiscal year 20. Dr. Kroom.
Dr. Steele?
Yes.
At this time, we are making a request. Lisa, could you mute your mic, please? At this time, we are aware of Metropolitan Government's concerns regarding the local funding. We recognize, based on the national calls that we have had with Head Start, that there is an opportunity for us to request the waiver of a partial amount of our in-kind. As you know, our in-kind to Head Start is in cash. Being able to have a partial waiver means that we will be able to assign costs to the Head Start budget and hopefully save some local dollars, given that the Head Start costs that we would normally incur, some of the supplies and things that we would normally purchase, we are not purchasing them during this time. So our request to the board is that we are given permission or that you approve our submission of our waiver to the federal government for partial amounts of the 20% match that we would normally provide. If that 20% or partial waiver is provided, any local funds that would normally go to Head Start in this current year, we could then return them to the Metropolitan Government General Fund. We think this is important because we know that in the upcoming year, we will need our entire match. So being able to have this waiver is extremely important. So we are requesting board approval.
That's your name if you are the one who makes the motion.
I'm sorry, can you repeat what you just said? We were still mute.
I'm sorry. I need a motion and a second, and if you make the motion, please announce your name when you make the motion.
Jim Harbison, I so moved, but I do have a couple of questions after we get a second, just so I understand it.
I need a second, please.
This is Kathy Buck. I'll make a second.
Thank you. Now we'll have discussion. Jim, you with questions?
Yeah, so for Dr. Krim, 20% dollar value. Did you mention how much money we're talking about? What's the dollar value roughly?
Unfortunately, at this point, we don't know the dollar value because we are not certain of all of our costs that would have to we will still have to continue to make a local appropriation to help make sure that we can close out the year. But based on how we're trending now, we believe that we could have potentially about $400,000 or $500,000 that we could request not to submit in local match. So we don't know the exact amount because we will have to close our final cost for Head Start. As you know, a good portion of the match is toward their salaries and benefits. And so we believe that the range could be somewhere between $400,000 and $500,000. Head Start does not require us to, we are submitting a specific amount to them up to, I think $600,000 because we don't want to be lower, but that's the range that we think we'll be in.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong, what I understand it'd be a cost, a figure not to exceed $600,000, and we believe it to be a one-time waiver. Is that correct?
We do know that it's a one-time waiver. They've made it very clear that for the upcoming year, the only thing that's an automatic waiver is any additional dollars that they give us in the upcoming year. So for example, we're expecting that there'll be some quality dollars that they are giving us and some cost of living for the Head Start team. What they've said to us in that case, that when it asks for the match, that we're to put a zero by any new money. But the expectation is the existing funding, which as you know is up to $13 million, will still require the full match in the upcoming year. It's simply any new monies that we can put zero next to the match. That's why we know that this is also in our discussions with them, this is a one-time opportunity for us to reduce the match.
And have you had, in your conversations, do you anticipate the waiver will be approved?
We do anticipate that it's going to be approved. At least the early indications are that that's the case. We don't know if that'll change, but given the calls that we've been on, as I stated, we've been on a number of national calls. And so our anticipation is that it will be approved, even if not the dollar total that we are requesting, that there will be some approval of the match waiver.
And I'm sorry about all these questions. It's just difficult in this environment for me to make sure I've got my head around it, and I certainly support it. So if we waive the 600,000 match, does that mean that the budget will decrease for MAC by 600,000 for that? And you'll have a hole in the budget?
No. What it means is that because that's local funding, that we could actually then return that money for the close of this year to Metro government to assist Metro with its budget concern. This would be our one opportunity to be able to not have to use our full local appropriation. And so what would happen is if they approve the match, because we're able to then charge everything, we won't have to incur those costs because of the city's budget issues. We would be able to return those dollars to Metro government for the current year.
And your estimation, it would have no impact on operations or support to the community. The waiver's approved, the 600,000 goes back to Metro, and MAC's able to meet all its mission requirements and continue support. In your, maybe hard to predict, but you think that's our case?
Right. So we would only submit to Metro what we did not have to actually use. So we're not saying that we're not going to have to use some Metro funding, but we believe that there's an opportunity because of some reduced costs that we've had. So for example, our buildings are not being utilized on a daily basis in the way that they normally would. The kind of supplies that we would normally purchase, we're not able to purchase them or we don't need to purchase them because the children are not physically present every day. So there are some cost savings that we have had. And as a result of that, we believe that there will be some dollars that we could return to Metro government. At this point, until we close the year, we don't know what that dollar total will actually be. But there is no concern that we would not be able to meet our cost. However, if it came to the point where we could not meet our cost, there would then be no dollars to return to Metro, but we can't do any of it unless we request the waiver.
Thank you. I got it. That's why you can't predict the number, because you got to close the books and figure out what your savings are. Now I understand. So sorry for the questions. I support it. That's very wise. So sorry for the questions. Thank you.
The questions are welcomed.
Jennifer Moses, are there going to be any negative impacts to doing this?
I don't think there are negative impacts to doing it. Certainly on the Metro government side, it demonstrates our efforts to support the city with what the city is going through in terms of finances. On the federal side, absolutely no. They have been very clear that they understand that this is a very difficult season for many of our organizations as we are trying to still provide services to families while we're also dealing with challenges to city budgets. I don't see it as a negative in any way.
Are there any other questions, or is there any other concern? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion indicate yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I need to identify who is actually approving, so please wait for the roll call, which I will do at this time. Casey Anderson has indicated that she is having issues with audio. And so she will raise her hand and place her vote in the chat because her audio, she's having issues on her end with audio. So at this time, I will do the roll call. Leslie Buggs.
Yes.
Kathy Floyd Buggs.
Yes.
Jim Harbison.
Yes, approved.
Jeffrey Moses.
Yes.
Bethina McKinney. Bethina McKinney.
Yes. Can you hear me?
We can now. Zulfat Sawara.
Yes.
Sharon Hurt.
Yes.
Has Casey Anderson been able to indicate her vote through the chat?
She's having trouble getting into WebEx.
Okay. Are there any board members whose name I did not call that would wish to give your vote if you would state your name? Dr. Steele, 7 of our board members have indicated approval of the request to waive.
Thank you. There being no abstentions and no negative votes, the motion is carried.
So next item on the agenda.
Shall we go back to the Finance Committee report? And that report is going to be given by
Robert Wright.
Thank you, Robert.
Yes, I hope everybody can hear me. The meeting came in and signed the documents this morning. They should be on your screen for you. As you can see, we went over February and March, the first financial statement for February. You look to the right, all of our ending fund balances are positive or zero, like they should be. You'll notice in the in-kind match below the statement, we're at 82%. Our match requirement is $3,621,000. So you can see, I know Jim was talking earlier about how much we're going to have to waive. We have 2.9. So you can see that right now, if it stopped as of February, we would only need like 700,000 for the waiver. And we still got 7 more months. So if you turn to the next page, you'll see the breakdown of our in-kind distribution. And the biggest one we have is the quarterly transfer of 900,000 from the Metro appropriations, which we have not done the one for April because we're asking for that waiver request. And of course, this matches to the front page. And go to the next page. And this is the page that's up in front of you right now is the breakdown of where it's 2.9 million. If you go to the next page, Lisa, this is our credit card statements. The first one is mine, and it was for Region 4 conference registrations, and the lunches for the board retreat. Usually my card's not used for registration conferences. We can, but we had a lot of people traveling in that time, and we had a limit on Ricky's credit card that usually is used for that. After mine, you go to the next credit card. It's Dr. Croom's. And here again, usually she has no transactions on her credit card. with Metro, but in this case, we had some limits. We had so many people traveling that we also used hers for some registration fees for the Region 4 conference that was in Atlanta, Georgia in February. So that's what that's for. And then you'll see Ricky McQueen that does her credit card statement. And it's several pages. I think it's 2, and it's for several trips here, the pre-conference registrations, and also the Fathers and Families Conference that we sent some people out for, and some other travel. So you'll see a lot of that's the conference registration fees and travel documents. Last one is Sharon Suggs' credit card statement for special diets for the Policy Council, and a luncheon for the Policy Council, their meeting, and also for special diets for the children. Okay, if you go to the next page, Lisa, please. Okay, here's our CACFP for the month of February. We had 18 days that we claimed for this period where we served students in our school system before COVID happened. And you can see that we had $108,000 in claims that we could bill for based on attendance. And the next sheet is where my accounting team has drawn those funds down and put it in Mac's bank account. That concludes February. If you will go to March's board report, it's in front of you now. You'll again realize that the ending fund balance is positive or zero for all of our programs here at Metro, our Metro Action Commission. You'll notice that now we are at 83% of our in-kind match of the $3.6 million. We're short, as you can see, about $612,000. But as we go through the end of the year, that'll go down a little bit. So our waiver request is will be finalized the amount when we close the books at the end of the year. If you turn the page, the next page is the in-kind document that shows the depreciation expense, Metro's funding, local funds that we get each quarter, and volunteer hours that we use for our in-kind match. And then you will see the credit card statements. Dr. Cruton had no transactions in March on her Metro credit card, and is getting back to normal. That's the way it usually is. And then Ricky McQueen's is the next one. That has several travel items for the TACA conference. It was canceled, so we'll be getting a refund for that. That was initially charged to the credit card. So we follow up and we'll get a refund for that, just like you would on your personal credit card at home. So that'll be on the next month's statement. A lot of times you'll see that as that processes. Next one is my credit card. It was a lunch for NCAC, some Adobe subscription renewal that we used. And last one is Sharon Suggs, and that was for some dry ice that we needed during the tornado event. We were without power at North, so we got some dry ice to keep things cool there until we could get a truck that we rented. And so that's where we put that. And then we had some special diets from Whole Foods and Kroger for the kids from CACFP. Now you'll notice that I do not have how many meals were served from the CACFP for March. And that's due to because that's when COVID hit, right in the middle. And so we had some attendance early on in March. But then the spring break came and the schools, our Head Start centers were closed. And so we started serving meals off-site, and we can claim any meals off-site that are served to Head Start children that are in our center. So we've been trying to record that, but it's going to take our data people some time to put that together. But we have 60 days after the month closes. So after March, we still have up to May 31st to bill for that and to collect that revenue. So that's why they are not a part of March's statement. They'll be in April and or May's future financial statements that will be presented to the board accordingly. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Robert. Before we have questions or comments, I need a motion to approve, and the person needs to say their name. Second to approve, and the person needs to say it. So I need a motion, please.
Leslie Buggs, I motion the financial report.
Thank you.
Moses, I second it.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Are there any questions, or is there any discussion regarding these two motions? Seeing none, all in favor of the motion, please.
Okay, Dr. Steele, I will do the roll call for the motion. Lisa, please mute your mic. Roll call for the motion. Casey Anderson. Leslie Buggs.
Yes.
Kathy Floyd Buggs.
Yes.
Jim Harbison.
Yes.
Sharon Hurt.
Yes.
Is Flo Kid on the call? I know that she had attempted to get in.
She's on with IT. She's still having issues.
Okay. Jeffrey Moses.
I second the motion.
Mr. Moses, are you approving the financial report? You did the second, you're saying. Okay, thank you, sir. Ms. Bethina Nabab McKinney.
I approve.
Zulfat Sawara.
Yes.
Are there any other board members on the line whose name I did not call?
Mr. Mitchell is working with IT as well.
Dr. Steele, we have the approval of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of our board members who are present.
Thank you. The motion is carried. Thank you very much. All right, we'll go to 4B, CSBG benefit increase. Dr. Kroom.
Dr. Steele, Mr. Marvin Cox will be speaking to both the CSBG benefit cap increase and the CSAP benefit cap increase.
Okay, good. Let's cover both of them at the same time, I hope.
Marvin, please cover them both.
Marvin, you'll need to unmute yourself.
Marvin's mic is showing as unmuted. So while we're waiting on Marvin, I will go ahead, Dr. Steele, if it's okay, to the remaining items until Mr. Cox is able to get on.
All right. Right, we'll go to letter D, out of class. Dr. Kroom.
Okay, out of class pay for T. Simmons. As you all know, Karen Crook, who is our Director of Operations, retired. And
Retired, right.
yes, since that time, Tanya Simmons has been in the acting capacity for operations. And I just want to say that she has gotten us both through a tornado in terms of our buildings and making sure we are up and going, as well as her incredible work in helping to make sure that all of our team members are able to work from home in some capacity. Tanya, prior to Karen leaving, served as the office manager for operations. She is currently serving in an out-of-class capacity. However, the salary difference between her role as an office manager and what she's doing now in out-of-class, including supervising the team that she's supervising. Mr. Mosley, could you please mute your line?
Chicken breast that's in the refrigerator.
Moses, would you please mute your line? Thank you. In addition to the work that she's doing, the salary difference between her as an office manager and in the acting capacity is substantial, which requires me to come before the board to approve her out-of-class pay. I am requesting board approval.
We need a motion.
This is Kathy Buggs. I approve that we, a motion that we approve.
Let me back up. We need a motion to approve, and that is to say their name, and we need a second to approve, and that person needs to say their name. So we're ready for that.
Okay, this is Kathy Buggs, and I move to approve the motion.
Thank you.
Jim Harbison, second.
Thank you. All right. Any discussion or questions? All right. Now we'd like to.
Yes, this is Sharon Hurd. Was there an amount stated or a percentage stated?
I did not state the particular amount, but I can give you the percentage. From what she currently makes to the base of the position is 49% difference. So her current salary and the base of the position that she is assuming is a 49% change. I will, if there are no other questions, Dr. Steele, I'll call the roll at this time.
Yes.
Leslie Buggs. Kathy Buggs, since you made the motion, have you as approving?
Yes.
Jim Harbison, same.
Jim Harbison, yes, same.
Sharon Hurd.
And I'd like to congratulate Ms. Simmons on a job well done and to show that hard work does pay off. And I congratulate you for recognizing that and giving her the opportunity.
Thank you. Jeffrey Moses.
Jeffrey Moses, approve.
Ms. Bethina Nabab McKinney.
Approve and congratulations.
Zulfat Swar.
Approved and congratulations.
Casey Anderson on the line.
No, she will not be back on.
Dr. Steele, that indicates approval of your 7 members of the board.
The motion is carried. Thank you very much. And congratulations to Ms. Simmons. All right, we're going to go back up to room number 4, letter B and C. Mr. Cox.
Thank you, Dr. Steele. My apologies. I was talking and I thought I was in good stead, but my apologies. The request for B and C for CSBG and CSAP, right now our max limit for rent is $400, and our max for a mortgage is $750. So we're asking the board approval to increase the cap so we'll be able to serve the customers that are coming in due to the pandemic. We've seen mortgages as high as $2,000. So we're asking the board to increase the cap limit, and what we're doing is splitting the cost between CSBG and CSAP. I'm sorry, the Community Service Assistance Program.
And Marvin, I think it's important to mention to the board that we did not give a specific dollar amount that we were asking for you to raise it to. We would like to at least be able to pay a mortgage that's up to $2,500. But we certainly will yield to the board's specific request. Dr. Steele, it might require some discussion. As you all know, people who normally would not need our services are coming into our doors because of job loss. And so we want to, as long as they fall within the qualifying guidelines, to be able to provide the necessary help to help them with that one-time rent or mortgage payment. I think our maximum request is that we could pay up to $2,500 on a mortgage. We would certainly be interested in any concerns or thoughts that the board has about that number.
All right. I need a motion, and the person who's to speak this name or her name. And a second.
Actually, I have a question.
Then we'll have discussion after that. I need two motions first, please.
This is Sharon Hurd, and I move that we accept the recommendation from Mr. Cox.
Thank you. Who seconded?
Jim Harbison, second. Harris motion.
Thank you. Discussion now, please. Questions or concerns now?
Jeffrey Moses, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Because, well, I just feel like if a person normally, without this pandemic, has a $2,500 mortgage, generally it would stand to reason that they're more than capable of taking care of that. Generally, we service people who are of moderate to low income of means, and that's gonna put us in a situation where we're not going to be able to help a lot of those people who we traditionally would be able to help.
Mr. Moses, let me say,
I like to think if my mortgage payment was $2,500 a month, I'm making at least $7,500 a month.
Mr. Moses, nothing changes in terms of our qualifications. So in other words, that person still cannot exceed 200% of poverty in terms of their income. So if their income, that documentation that provides us still has to fall within the required income range. So the income range that they would normally use, or that the CARES Act, and this helps us also respond to the additional money that we're getting through the CARES Act, they still have to meet the 200% of poverty requirement. So that doesn't change. But some of the mortgages that we are seeing from some of our customers who are falling within that range, even with their income, as Marvin stated, are in excess of $2,000 per year. So this does not change the requirement that you are up to 200% of poverty as the CARES Act has laid forward.
Oh, okay.
Other questions or concerns? Other questions or concerns?
This is Jim Harbison. I have a concern, but just want to offer context. The Tennessee Housing Development Agency, headed by Ralph Perry, who's a close friend of mine, we talk daily, they are seeing unprecedented near foreclosures or having to do the same thing across the state. And what's happening is people that had reasonable mortgages for $150,000, $200,000 mortgages on their first-time mortgage program generally had two incomes. and they previously were making funds sufficient to underwrite, and now they've gone from, what we would call the working lower middle class per se, to being at the poverty line, but they still have the obligation to make the mortgage payment. So I applaud this effort. There's a desperate need. In a similar vein, our affordable housing programs, both the voucher program, project-based rental assistance, and others, where you pay out of your pocket 30% of your earned income, we're seeing unprecedented numbers of what we call recertifications. So people that previously made enough money to pay $200 or $300 a month, and federal subsidy would make up the rest of their rent, now are at zero income and are having to come in. We have to recertify them at zero income, and they pay minimum rents of $25 or $50. So this is a real crisis. I applaud this effort and would ask my colleagues to support the staff, giving them this flexibility for them to use their judgment as they underwrite and review this.
Any further comments or questions? All right, please indicate, we have a motion and a second. Please indicate your response, yes or no, to Dr. Cody.
Leslie Buggs,
Approve.
Kathy Floyd Buggs,
Yes, approved.
Jim Harbison,
Jim Harbison, approved.
Sharon Hurt,
Approved.
Jeffrey Moses,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to vote on this one way or the other.
you can either abstain, Mr.
Dang.
Mr. Moses, did you say you were abstaining?
I'm going to abstain, yes.
Ms. Zolfat Suara, Zolfat? Dr. Steele, you have 5 yes, 1 abstention.
So the motion is carried. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
I wasn't called. This is Berthina Nabal McKinney. I wasn't called, but I vote in favor.
Thank you. Thank you. We're now on letter E of item 4, letter E, ethics and conflict of interest acknowledgement, and it was in your packet. Dr. Kroon?
This remains an ongoing issue for us with the auditors, particularly from the state. We sign an ethics agreement each year, ethics and conflict of interest. We were just audited again, and there were a number of questions presented to us regarding the ethics and conflict of interest acknowledgement. So we're asking the board to do 2 things. First, we're asking for a motion acknowledging that you approve the use of an ethics and conflict of interest acknowledgement. And then the second thing, which does not require a vote but an action, Ricky is both emailing and mailing you another copy of the ethics conflict of interest acknowledgement for your signature. We're asking that you either scan that back or mail that to Ricky. So I'll go back. The motion is related to your approval of the fact that we have an ethics and conflict of interest acknowledgement statement. So that we are able to, because of the numbers of questions that we continually receive from the auditors regarding this ethics document.
Therefore, we need a motion to approve the statement that Dr. Kroon just gave us. And that person needs to announce their name and we need a second, and that person needs to announce his or her name. So need a motion, please.
Jeffrey Moses approves the motion.
Thank you.
Leslie Buggs, I second the motion.
Thank you. Now, discussion or questions? Seeing none, I will call for Dr. Kroon to call the names for approval of the motion.
Leslie Buggs.
Yes.
Kathy Floyd Buggs.
I approve.
Jim Harbison.
Jim Harbison, approve.
Sharon Hurt.
Approve.
Jeffrey Moses. Bethina Nabama-McKinney.
Approve.
Zolfet Sawara. Dr. Steele, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 approvals for this, for the ethics.
The motion is carried. Thank you very much for approving that. Now we'll move on to letter F, grants, contracts, and MOUs. Dr. Kroon.
Dr. Steele, we have several grants and contracts that we're asking the board to approve. We would like to begin the process of submitting our summer food services grant application and the subsequent contract, which of course will go through the normal approval process. We're asking approval for that item. We're also asking for approval of CSBG Amendment Number 1. This increases our budget by $329,000. This will be dollars that we will use to assist with additional rent and mortgage help. And then we are asking that you approve our submission for requests for the Head Start COLA and quality improvement increases that will be made available to our agency through the Office of Head Start. Those are the grants, contracts, and MOUs we're requesting approval for.
This is Berthina. I make a motion to approve, or I make a motion to vote and approve. And I need to hop off this call, so I wanted to get mine in first, if that was okay.
We need a motion to approve those 3 documents, if that's okay with everyone. It looks like they should be okay. They will be giving us more money, at least in one of those. So one is food services, one is CSBG, and the other one has to do with a head increase. Motion to approve with your name.
Berthina gave you that.
Okay. All right, we need a second.
This is Kathy Buggs, I second.
Thank you. Dr. Kroon, you call the roll, please.
Leslie Buggs.
I approve.
Jim Harbison.
Jim Harbison, approve.
Kathy Buggs has already approved. Sharon Hurt.
Approve.
Jeffrey Moses, sorry.
Approve.
Dr. Steele, we have 6 approvals.
All right, the motion is approved, and we thank you very much for that. We're moving on now to item 4, letter G, job descriptions. Dr. Kroon.
Dr. Steele, there are no job descriptions at this time.
Okay. Letter 5, program reports, public information.
In the interest of time, I'll just go really quickly. We've had a lot of media coverage with Channel 4 and Channel 5 on our rent, mortgage, and energy assistance programs. We do have some billboards going up for our energy assistance through the Lamar Billboard Company. We had some funds left over from when we purchased earlier. We had a credit still left, so we're doing that. We began that this week. A lot of interaction on our social media pages and trying to be a point of contact for people in understanding the resources that are available. We have 5 food locations that we've been operating since the end of last month. One in East Nashville near the Casey homes at Shelby and South 6. We have 2 in the North community. One is at the North Head Start. The other one is at the Cumberland View apartments, and 3 in the South Nashville area off of Murfreesboro Road, Millwood Avenue, the Aldi's in South Nashville, and Hickory Manor apartments across the street from the Antioch Walmart. And so we are, as Dr. Kroom said earlier, we're operating in person Tuesday through Thursday with our team members who are doing a fantastic job out in the community. That's it.
Thank you. And thank you. That's wonderful work, and we really, really appreciate it. Letter C, Head Start, Early Head Start. Policy Council.
Community programs is B.
Oh, sorry about that. Community programs.
Nothing further to add at this time.
Thank you. Policy Council had the minutes attached to the board report. Yes.
Head Start, Dr. Fondren is on the line. Did you want her to offer anything?
Yes, if she has anything she'd like to add.
Farah. Okay, we can come back to her.
All right. I hope you read the Policy Council minutes. They were very interesting and very detailed, and we appreciate that information. And administrative services.
No additional items at this time. I would like to make the board aware that Karen Crook and her family unfortunately lost their brother this week. And so I know that many of you all know Karen from before she retired from us. And so we just wanted to make you aware of that, but no additional information on administrative services and operation.
And human resources.
We have nothing to add.
He said nothing to add.
Thank you. All right. Letter 6. Is there any other business that we need to?
Yes, this is Kathy Butch from the mayor's office. I just want to personally and publicly say thank you to Metro Action Commission for having staffers in all 3 of the sites while we were going through the tornado. And we greatly appreciated everybody that showed up to help. And we got several calls. Just thank you for your service. So I just wanted to publicly say that.
Thank you.
Just wanted to, this is Lisa. Dr. Fondren did stick her head in. She says she doesn't have anything additionally to report.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience and your ingenuity and your ability to move in this direction because of this COVID-19. Stay safe, and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.